Why Protea? Because she is honestly a really like a hybrid Warframe, I see. If I'm using that correctly, but hybrid is something like it's probably tanking or something that can obviously destroy enemies at the same time, something like Saren. However, yeah, that ability is one of my favorites from Protea, which obviously you can never extract nor take away from Protea, but that is one of my favorite abilities that I love to use, and that's what makes her really amazing to me. Dispensary she has. She can also call out grenade fans. One is a shield if you hold the ability button, and then if you shoot out the next one, that's shrapnel. So yeah, it's like she has really great abilities, and the last one I really don't care about. I didn't mean to do that. So I can load that. Go to the next ability. It is the temporal anchor, and temporal anchor is basically a rewind, through time, basically a rewind through time. All right, so you can do everything from a duration, and then after that is up, it'll rewind everything. So if you were to die, it'll rewind from you from dying. So that's pretty nice. I mean, that's the good thing about it. However, I don't really like the ability that much, and I don't really care to use it. So that's why I switched it out for something different on one of my builds. Number 4 on my list is Frost Prime, because Frost Prime is still one of my favorites. I haven't really gave him up. He's always been in there. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty great for defense. I've only seen him at his useful standpoint, but I like using him most of the time. But that's mainly just for like things that he is required. Not required, but let's say he's good for. And I know it sounds bad when I say that, because it seems like I only just use him for things that can help me instead of actually becoming one of my favorites. Now, despite that, I only could say he's actually one of my favorites. I'm not going to take him to every freaking mission though, especially missions I don't see him useful in. However, I would say he's definitely still my favorite Warframe because he's still reliable to me. So any Warframe that is reliable, nor a Warframe that is, or a Warframe that is, obviously one of your go-tos, and you see it useful for a mission that he's only fit for, or she is only fit for, then that technically does make it your favorite Warframe. If it doesn't, whatever, depends on you. However, I would say that it is. So Frost Prime definitely has amazing abilities. Freeze is not really useful to me. That's not supposed to be there. However, it's just the helmet system. Wow, and it's wait, I'm doing it all wrong. Anyways, what actually supposed to be there is Ice Wave. Ice Wave is a ability that creates a razor sharp ice trap, and it freezes enemies pretty much in the area, but they also take damage. So if they're lightweight, then they won't die easily. Snow Globe, useful ability. All right, it's a snow globe, so nobody cannot. Let's say if they walk in, they'll kind of freeze when it augment, and then they'll slow down because it's snow globe. But yeah, I mean, anybody that steps inside it, I'll step outside and I can hit it with a freeze blast, and then it'll just explode the snow globe. So everybody will take damage from that. Not too much. Avalanche, greatest ability out of Frost, honestly, besides this one. Yeah, it's an avalanche storm, but it'll shatter any enemy, like literally just shatters any enemies with just a cold freeze spell type of thing he does. He obviously summons this crazy landslide, but yeah, it's honestly really good. And if their enemies are weak, they're gonna die. If they don't, then they'll stay frozen. So it's a good ability. Honestly, it's really a good one. All right, I think that's one of my favorite abilities from him. And then Snow Globe, it's like the second one. So first favorite, second favorite. Third Warframe on my list, I have to give it to Cora Prime. Cora is not something I would say often is one of my favorite Warframes. However, she is actually pretty great. I think her entering the game as a Prime Warframe has definitely made me want to play with her even more. But she has been a good Warframe, without a doubt. I mean, she is strong, for sure, you know, with a certain weapon, I would say, and a certain ability as well, making her really, really powerful. Pretty much powerful in the game. But she can definitely destroy enemies that quickly, depending on what you're using. But anyways, yeah, Cora's not that bad of a Warframe. I definitely would say I have to give it to her. But she's definitely performed in the game. Like, I've enjoyed most of it. I've actually enjoyed her a while now in the game of a Prime Warframe, since she's a new Prime Warframe right now. And I honestly, I'll say, yeah, she's pretty much one of my favorite. Now, talking about it from a standpoint of she's one of the strong Warframes, so I think that's what doesn't disqualify her as being one of my favorites, because at the same time, if you're strong, I'm going to use it regardless. I don't care if I don't play with you that much. I'll definitely not disqualify you from being one of my favorites, because you're not. You got to be somewhat useful to me, strong. It's just those two things, I think, honestly, that'll put me in that position to say, yeah, you're my favorite. So, useful or strong, I'll definitely give it to you. And Cora, I'm just going to give it to you. You might disagree with me. You might say I'm heartless. Like, what? This doesn't make any sense, Major. But I'm just going to leave it there. Without a doubt, this girl is my favorite Warframe. Number 2 on my list is Wisp. Alright, and I can't wait for this girl to come Prime. Anyways, she is a support Warframe. I guess you could say a little bit of survivability, but not endurance, of course. However, it does make her a good Warframe to be a supportive one, and somewhat a survivability Warframe. And I've enjoyed her a lot. I mean, some of her abilities I don't see as useful as anything. Obviously, I think it's just one that is a go-to for me, and it's just Reservoirs. Reservoirs is the only the only ability I see as most useful as just none of the others. I can't see myself. I don't even think I have. Yeah, I'm sure I took the 4th one off. However, she's the only thing that comes close to be just not most of her abilities being used. So the 4th one was a Soul Gate. Soul Gate is a beam ability that Wisp can do, and it's not strong at all. It's pretty freaking weak. Of course, why would your stream ever make it strong? Yeah. Breach Surge is actually pretty great. Breach Surge obviously blinds people, but it also gives them this this kind of surge. I don't know how to say it, but it's like it's kind of like some void damage type thing. However, though, it does like blind them, and when you do shoot them in the face or something, I think you shoot them anywhere, they'll it'll leave all these little missile projectiles, and it'll aim at any freaking enemy you want, or it will go to any enemy. Obviously, it'll just fly out to any enemy, especially the enemy that is blinded by. So cool about that. And then Wisp, this is just basically flying through enemies or flying past by enemies, and you can, well, no, that's Breach Surge, but yeah, you're just flying by enemies. I don't know, you get a time invulnerability, you know, like, it's not useful. It's really not useful. So yeah, I don't really care about that. But the Reservoirs is the best thing ever. All right, you got the Vitality mote, the Haste mote, the Shock mote. Best things about Wisp. You cannot sit here and tell me, no, that's not the best thing about it. It's the best thing about Wisp. And the number 1 Warframe on my list, I think she's one of the best, in my opinion, Garuda Prime. Garuda, definitely one of my favorites right now, top tier. And I really love taking her to the Steel Path, because she is a survivability Warframe at this moment. And, well, upon using Garuda, there is some special things you can do with her. And abilities is one of them, extracting and putting different abilities on, so you can get that best ability on a Warframe to make the Warframe a top tier Warframe. Sometimes it comes out to be that way. Sometimes you can't make that Warframe like that. However, Garuda's one of those Warframes now where she is capable of being a top tier Warframe that is just capable of being unstoppable. Alright, because Digital Streams gave her that ability. Alright, they reworked her, made her so much better than what she was before. Honestly, before she was just honestly terrible. I really didn't see any greatness in Garuda at all. Besides probably her only special, let's say her passive ability, which is allowing you to use her claws and everything as a melee weapon. But that was only it. That's the only special thing that was given to Garuda when she first came out. But however, every other ability wasn't as far as great. Alright, Dread Mirror, it's not bad. You know, but basically it's a mirror for shielding from bullets, all that other stuff. Blood Altar, alright, you can cast a scything of talons on a enemy, and then it'll start siphoning health, or basically that's what it's gonna do. But it'll impel the enemy, so the enemy will stay in place. Bloodletting, it's just sacrificing health, and it regenerates your energy now. That's, well, it never really did anything before that. It was basically just taking away your health, and then that was it. But now, since like the rework, it does this now, so it's way 10 times better, way better. And then Seeking Talons, it is a striking talons from her claws. She's impaling them on enemies, and basically it does a lot of slash damage. So that's one thing that's really good about the Seeking Talons for the ability. But yeah, it's just, you charge it up, shoot those talons at enemies. I would say let it get to a full charge and then let it go. But yeah, that's how you really get it to seek out other enemies, and because it won't seek out that most enemies. But I think Garuda is just better, and she's like top tier. Most Warframes, she's pretty much better than most Warframes at this point in the game. And I'm just saying most. Don't get it messed up. It's not all Warframes, it's most Warframes. So just let me know what you guys think about that. But however, that is all for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, follow me on all social medias and Twitch. Links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.